Hello everyone. So today we're going to do a quick little lesson. We're going to be reading a book, but before we get to that, I have a couple questions. So the first question is, has anyone ever seen a police dog? All right, and how would you know that that was a police dog? Were there anything that you saw that made you think it was a police dog? How could you tell that that dog worked for the police or with a police officer? All right. Well, today we are going to read Officer. Glare. Officer Buckle and Gloria, and the book is by Peggy Rathman. So, as I read this book, I want you to listen and enjoy it. That's our number one thing, is for you to listen and enjoy it, because it's a good book. But I also want you to be on the lookout for some of the characters in the book. I want you to be on the lookout for our main characters. Alright? And I want you to think about what makes those characters a main character. And why would you think that? So let me know if you have any questions while we're reading the book, or if you can't hear me, or if you need me to repeat, okay? Alright, so we're going to read along. Okay. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Nashville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77. Never stand on a swivel chair. Do we know what it means to thumbtack? Thumbtack means we take one of those little push pins or tacks that our teachers have, or maybe our moms and dads or grandmas or grandpas, and we are pushing it in. We are pushing our thing. Look, we can see he's got thumbtacks, and he's thumbtacking, so it's the action of putting it into the wall. Officer Buckle started his safety tips with the students at Natville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes they were snoring. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Miss Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Miss Topple didn't hear him. One day, Napville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went alone. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. I wonder why they're staring. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. She's smiling and he's checking. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. I wonder why the children's eyes are popping. What's going on here? Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. "Good dog," he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. Ooh. The audience roared. Do we know what it means to roar? That means they were just ha 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 ha. They thought it was so funny. It was a big roar. It was loud. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. Plenty meaning there's a lot of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. So there was not one accident after that. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knapville School. So, if we're looking at this picture here, what are these up here? We saw it on the very first page. What are these up here? Yep. Can you point to the papers? And what are these? These are rules. Can someone tell me what rules are? They're the safety tips. Yeah. Awesome. Can you maybe read to me what one of those rules are? Do you know what one of the rules are in your classroom? Yeah. All right. Let's continue on reading, okay? Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. Oh, how cute. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper, and it said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Can you point to the letter for me, friend? What shape is this letter? Can you point out who wrote the letter? Here you go. Can we point out to Claire, the person that wrote the letter? Can you point out to where it says Claire and who Claire is on this paper? Now, can you read the letter to me? What does this letter say? We just read it. I want to hear you read it. Awesome.